Good afternoon, UC San Diego staff. My name is Bryce Besser, and I'm the chair-elect for the UC San Diego Staff Association. On behalf of the Staff Association, Special Events and Protocols, and the UC San Diego Craft Center, I want to welcome you to our second installment of Social Sessions. Last week, we had an awesome trivia tournament. Today, we're going to get creative with a fun crafting project. And if you're interested in learning more about the Staff Association and how you can be a part of the staff experience and shaping that experience, I welcome you to check out the Staff Association website. We're located at staffassociation.ucsd.edu. So, quick intro to Annika. We're in for a treat today. I'm not a crafter myself, but when I looked at her bio, I'm really excited. She's amazingly talented, and so I know that you're in for a treat. Annika Nelson is from the Craft Center, and she's the Craft Center manager for the North Torrey Pines Living and Learning neighborhood. She is a UC Santa Cruz alum, so there may be some Banana Slugs alums out there, a Go UC San Diego alum. And she also received her master's from San Diego State University. She's illustrated a number of children's books. She's produced images for companies like Patagonia and Elite Racing. She also has created a number of public art installations, and that ranges from interactive murals at Rady Children's Hospital clinics. She has a sculpture series at the Tidelands Park in Coronado. And actually, right before the COVID pandemic, she told me that she won a contract with 2 other artists to create public art installations for Skyline Elementary School in Solana Beach. Annika has been instrumental in the development of collaborative projects between Rady Children's Hospital and Art Partners in Healing. I could go on because, like I said, her bio is very, very impressive, but I know that you're all eager to get started. So I'll end by saying that what really stood out to me the most about Annika's experience is her passion for art and how she has used those talents to help children learn about and experience art for themselves. So Annika, I'm again thrilled that you could spend time with us today, and take it away.
I'm so excited to be here today. I'm so touched by that really kind introduction, and a little embarrassed, but it's true. I am super passionate about art making and about arts education and about making art accessible to everyone, which is why I'm so thrilled to be the pretty much brand new manager for the Craft Center on campus. And to be here today to work with all of you guys on one of my favorite art making projects of all time. One thing I want to say is that during this social distancing period, the arts community and events and rec, everyone has stepped up to really engage and create community in this odd Zoom land that we're in. And and I think that it's remarkably effective in ways that are sort of surprising. But I typically teach this workshop in person. So I'm not used to sort of being stuck in the screen as is. So forgive me if I sort of wander off screen and come back, but luckily I have great moderators who will sort of keep me in check. While I walk you guys through this collage process, one of the things that I think is really important about this particular project is that it appeals to people with all ranges of art making experience. Collage is essentially cut and paste, right? And it's an opportunity to play with materials and play with shapes and textures and colors. And I really want us to shelve that inner critic today and just make like no one's watching, except we want you to share your pieces at the end if you're up for it. And just take an opportunity to use this project to reflect who you are. Maybe not who you are on the outside of how people see you, but maybe a little bit about who you are on the inside. And what I mean by that is when you look at some of the examples that we shared, that little time-lapse video that I did of the demonstration, I purposely selected materials that reflect a little bit about who I am or what I miss or what I'm thinking about. I used a paper napkin, and I recycled it, it's right there. I used a paper napkin that I had from a party for my best friend, and so it has a lot of great memories, and I miss her a ton because I can't see her because of social distancing. And you know, and even in this sample, I used a cut up toilet paper tube because I just thought it was so interesting, the whole toilet paper controversy of hoarding toilet paper. So I thought, oh, it would be interesting to sort of integrate that into my COVID self-portrait. I used this background is a photograph of a dinner party. It's kind of hard to see, but I miss having dinner parties. And my lips are made up of beach towels. It's a little hard to see because I missed going to the beach. Now we can go to the beach again, at least get in the water. And I used buttons from my grandmother's button collection as pupils for my eyes, because I like to think of looking at the world through her eyes and thinking about what she might have thought, because she was born in the early 1900s and she's long gone, but I think, you know, what would she have thought of, you know, had she been alive today? So I really encourage you to use a variety of materials to make this portrait. And in fact, you know, before we really get started, I want to give you guys some time to go and collect your materials. When I teach in person, I have this wonderful buffet table of all sorts of random things. I bring catalogs, magazines, napkins, fabric, ribbon. Sometimes I go get plant material. I use a burnt out votive candle. It's good for eyeballs. More toilet paper tube slices. Pipe cleaners. Those are great materials. I have a piece of random lace left over from something I don't know. Fuzzy balls. Those are just always fun. Those random chains that I think use for pulling down light bulbs. Paper grocery bags. Those are excellent. These are really wonderful materials. I think it's such a nice, if you can see it, it's such a nice skin color. And let's see, what else? Yeah, and then just random tools that I like to use. Sometimes I use scissors, hole punches, glue stick or regular glue, and then tape, right? And so I want to sort of take a moment and pause and ask whether everybody's getting their materials collected. Does anyone have any interesting materials that they are bringing? Yes. Luis, what kind of materials are you using? I think you have to.
I do. Actually, I was opening my curtain, but
Oh.
I'll think about it in a second. So I don't know about interesting material. Let me get back to you, Annika.
Gotcha. Sorry, I thought you were participating. Does anyone else have any interesting materials that they collected that they're going to use to make their self-portrait with today? Anybody? You can just use regular colored paper. These are great for the backgrounds because they make it really nice and bold.
I have a Gumby.
Oh, do you have a Gumby that you're going to use?
Yeah, a little one.
A little one? Oh, is that going to be like a nose or something?
We'll work it in sometime.
Excellent. Oh, I love that. That's a great idea. Fantastic. Anybody else have any interesting materials that they're bringing?
We have seashells.
Ooh,
Lots of seashells, little ones.
fantastic.
Thread,
Oh, excellent.
buttons.
Any parakeet feathers?
No. Actually, they're around. Maybe some parakeet feathers. That's a great idea.
I know Cheryl, and I know she has a parakeet.
Annika,
Yeah.
I won't have time to make mine today. I'm just watching for a while, but I will use different shapes of pasta and beans, but not too many, because with the meat shortage, we might need to rely on beans in the future. But
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
that's
Oh,
my
excellent,
idea.
excellent, Roxanne. It's nice to see you. Oh, fantastic. I love it. So one of the things that I really want to encourage is the idea of playing with your shapes and your choices and changing your mind. Before you glue anything down, I really love the idea of moving shapes around to play with the idea of expression and just the general choice of content, because I think of materials that you use, because I think that so with this project, wonderful is that you're not tied down to any one single choice until you actually glue it down. So I really encourage you to try a few things, take a good look at it, move things around, move them back, replace things with other things, just to see what really is gonna hit home for you. And the other thing is I'm gonna show you one of my secrets. As a children's book illustrator, this is one of the tricks I learned, I think in an extension class, actually, many years ago. And I'm gonna show you by drawing 3 faces. I'm gonna draw 3 faces, and I'm gonna use the same vocabulary of lines and shapes to represent a person at 3 different stages in their life. And what I want you guys to notice is how the placement of those shapes and lines help you see the person as a different age. So this is a way to encourage you to play with the spatial relationship of your different facial features on the surface of your face shape, right? All right. And don't worry, after I draw, I'm gonna bring my board right up to my camera so you guys can see really well. So I'm drawing 3 kind of low circles. That's a bad lump. There we go. So in the first sort of circle, I'm going to place the features way at the bottom of the plane of the circle. And I'm making the features very small. Let's see if you can see that. There you go. And you guys can draw along with me if you want to get an idea, or not. It's just a quick demo. And now I'm going to draw the features a little bit larger and a little bit up of the circle here. Now, that poor kid. There we go. It's a little less lumpy. Now we have a little bit older child. We've gone from infant to maybe a first grader. And now in this last circle, I'm going to make the features really big and almost at the very top of the circle. So you can see age progression using the same vocabulary of shapes and lines, and I just move them around the surface of this. So that gets us to now starting collage. Now, I'm going to use, for my background, for my face shape, I'm going to use bright, bold, pink piece of paper, and it's and I really like to tear instead of cut. I don't know why. I kind of find it therapeutic. Sometimes when I teach this, especially with kids, I'll just have them go ahead and just tear magazine pages just to create shapes and to kind of just get into the zone. Woo, this is a long, skinny face, but I kind of like it. And I picked this partly because it's so hot outside and I feel like my face is kind of this color because I'm hot, but also because it provides a lot of contrast for my demonstration. And so this reminds me, I have a confession. I have a complicated relationship with providing models or samples for my students, mostly because when I do, I worry that people that I plant in their head and I sort of contaminate their own creative process. So typically when I teach this with my students, I make a very sloppy example and I make it really fast and then I put it away because I want them to access their own image in their own mind and not necessarily sort of model theirs after mine. But in this case, I'm gonna go slowly and I won't crumple my example, only for you guys. So now I've this face shape. Now, this leads me to my other hot tip of the day. And then when you're building a collage like this, it's kind of like making a pizza. And I would bet that pretty much everybody in this has either eaten pizza or even made pizza. So if you've eaten or made pizza, think of your face shape as the pizza crust, right? And then as the features layered on top, like the top. So in that way, making a self-portrait collage is very easy. You can eat pizza, you can make a self-portrait collage. So now we've got this face shape and I could go this way or I could make it this way. Either way, I'm kind of feeling vertical. So I think I'll make it this way. And what I've done for my collages, I've just rolled up pieces of tape instead of using glue because I'm gonna move pieces around. But since I have to work on the wall, I can't have things sliding off. So that's why I'm rolling tape. But you guys can move things around on your table because you're probably not working vertically, you're probably working on your deck. So there we go, we got our first piece. Does everybody have their face shape figured out? Close? Give me the thumbs up. And you might want to try a couple different ones. Yeah. Did anyone have a question?
Annika, I have one.
Yeah.
I know we're going over face shapes.
Yeah.
And also I'm kind of inspired to not have a shape on the face. And so I'm like, more like, let's just tape things down.
Yeah. Why
Is that
not?
okay?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Now, and this is a project for you. You guys can do it any which way you want. And however and part of this project, what I love is it's just an opportunity to play with materials. And sometimes that drives the decision is that, you know, you've got this piece of chain and you are, you know, maybe it doesn't have symbolic meaning to you, but it's so cool. How can you not include it in your collage? In fact, I'm going to include it in my collage because I think it's so cool, but I'll have to do it when it's, I might make it into a necklace or something like that. Also, I might change my face shape because I just found this piece in a magazine of a brick driveway. And to be honest, my hands and my skin feel like this right now from all washing. So I might just change my face that. Or maybe because I don't think it shows up very well on camera. Nah, I'm gonna save this for some other collage project. But now I'm going to think about my nose. I'm trying to decide, what do I want to make my nose out of? You know, I think I'm going to make it out of this paper bag because you know what I bought in this paper bag were some beautiful fruits and vegetables that smelled so good. And so it reminds me of how important my nose is for being able to appreciate the smells of beautiful fruits and vegetables that I buy at the grocery store, and which I'm particularly grateful for. So you can see I'm just sort of tearing my nose shape. And I just sort of made a triangle. But what I might do is I might sort of play with it, like the placement of it. Do I want to look young? Do I want to look old? Do I want to look somewhere in the middle? I want to have it be sort of at an angle, like maybe I'm sort of a 3/4 view. I'm kind of liking the 3/4 view. Or I might want to turn it around. Ooh, I kind of like that arrow. If you can see, the other side, let's see, has an arrow. Oh, this is hard to see. An arrow on it. So I think I'm going to use that as my nose. Because it also says, well, it says hold. All right, so there's my nose. What else does my face need? I'm thinking my face needs a mouth, because today I'm doing a lot of talking. And so I'm gonna flip through my catalog here. And I don't want to do any shopping, although it's very tempting. No shopping. I think I might make a mouse. I have a page that has kind of an interesting doormat. And it's made up of lemons. A nice design that has lemons on it. I think after I do this class, I think I'm gonna have a glass of lemonade because I'm talking so much. So now here I've got my mouth, and I might just tear it all into halves here. Let's see, I gotta find my tape. There's my tape. Liz, how are we doing on time? We're doing all right?
Doing all right. It's about 12:30.
Excellent. All right, so moving right along. I got one lip. It's kind of interesting. I don't have really big lips, but I have a big mouth, so maybe. There we go. That's a lot of talking that I've got there. And now I think I'm going to use this beautiful greenery for eyeballs. And this time I'm gonna go ahead and cut out 2 eyeballs, just like that. And I'm not using a lot of my more exciting materials, like fuzzy balls and things like that, because they're not gonna hook up with tape on my sample here. So I'm using mostly paper, but I encourage you to use, oh, look at that. That is so cool. And you got Gumby in there.
I did. I decided to make Gumby my nose.
Yeah.
And I have blue eyes. You can't see in this.
Oh, I can see. Oh, I can see.
I've got the blue tape for the blue eyes.
Perfect.
And then the red, gosh, what's that called? Twist tie.
Oh, twist tie.
And then I love oregano. So I made my hair out of the oregano. And then because I have highlights in my hair, I've decided to use this cord as well to have a contrast to my hair color.
I love it.
And then I like to wear hats.
That is so great.
When I go out in the sun, I like to wear hats. That's
perfect. Oh, I love it. And I love all the recycled materials. That's great. And the oregano. It's got to smell so good. All right, so I'm adding my eyeballs. There. So this is kind of a neutral expression. So I think I need to have some eyebrows. So I'm gonna make some eyebrows. So just show you how I'm cutting out. Just gonna cut out some eyebrows. And one trick I love that probably most of you guys know is if you want to cut out two shapes of the exact same size and shape with only cutting once, is to fold your paper. So now I have two excellent eyebrows, which I can use to change my expression. So I could be a little bit angry, or I could be a little bit perplexed, or I could be, I've always admired people who could cock one eyebrow, and I can't cock one eyebrow. So I think maybe I'll do this because someday I want to be able to cock an eyebrow. There we go. One there is kind of sticky. One thing I got to tell you about the crafts that I'm very excited about is that we are going to have, well, a lot of things I want to tell you about the crafts center. With 11,000 square feet of space dedicated to cooking, we're going to have a ceramic studio. We're going to have woodworking, jewelry, a prep kitchen, and 5 surfboard shaping bays. So I am so excited to be able to start thinking of what kind of workshops and demonstrations and lectures and sort of sampling activities that we're going to be able to offer. Really, and this is going to be for staff, faculty, students, and the community. And it really, it's going to be an amazing space. All right, so now I'm cutting out cheeks. Nice kind of mauve colored cheeks. And normally when I'm teaching this, I walk around the room and I talk to people while they're making their collage and help them find other materials. So I'm sorry I'm so far away and I can't help you, but that's okay. I think everyone's doing fine. So there I'm gonna add my cheeks, just like that. And now I'm gonna add hair. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is I'm gonna go back to my my paper bag and I'm just gonna rip, gonna have a bunch of, oops, that was a little too small. Just some wonderful strands of paper bag colored hair, because I need to redo my highlights, haha. So this is one of the so satisfying things of ripping and tearing, is that you get these strips that have this natural curl. I don't have curly hair, but I can pretend for today. So there, you kind of get the idea. I'm gonna go ahead and tape these hair strands up to my sample. And then I would love to turn the dialogue back to you guys and see what you guys are making, and see if you guys can share what you guys have made, because I'd love to see, and I think everyone else would love to see. But no pressure. If you don't want to share yours, you don't have to, but it would be nice if you did. It'd be also nice to know what kind of materials you ended up using, whether Cheryl ended up using parakeet feathers or not. Whether anyone ran out their garden or their refrigerator after seeing the use of oregano and went and grabbed any foliage. Here we go. I think the last hair strand on here. There we go. That's my sample. I'll put it behind. Here we go. This is COVID Annika. All right. does anyone want to share what they've made or what they've started working on, or their thoughts on the project, on the process, on what kind of materials? And you don't have to finish now. You can keep making. You can make a new one. Anything you like.
Hi, Annika. It's Jennifer.
Hey, Jen. How you doing?
Good. I just wanted to say thanks for hosting this, and I'm really excited for the Craft Center to be coming back, and I'm excited to see what you have planned for fall and beyond.
Well, you know I'm going to have mosaics just for you.
Yes. Good. I'm going to head out for a little lunch walk, otherwise I'll never get out of my home office.
Oh, perfect.
But
have a good one. Thanks for stepping in. Absolutely. Anybody else feel like sharing?
Hello, Christine Steele.
Hi.
You know my nose is an ampersand.
Yes! That's awesome.
My favorite symbol. So my eyes are green, and the mouth is from a stamp catalog, and that looked kind of like a tongue sticking out.
Yep, it does.
And sometimes the monotony of our lives right now gets to me. So, you know, that was my tongue sticking out. And, you know, many of us can't get a haircut. So that's kind of what my hair looks like right now if I don't put it in a ponytail. But anyway, this was so much fun. I never get to do crafts. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. And ampersand sisters forever.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else want to share theirs? Anyone have any questions or comments or ideas?
This is my daughter Alexis's.
Oh, let's see. Oh, that's so awesome. That's beautiful.
So
Nice work.
I pre-cut the pieces of paper because I had 5x7 frames.
Oh.
So then when we're done, I can just stick them in the frames. Alexis is 10 and she loves black cats. So we found some material that I had. And she also used like medical gauze, buttons, and some thread, but we're not done yet.
Excellent. Oh, I love it. Good job, Alexis. And I'm so impressed they're going to frame them. Nice.
Mine is, I'm gluing mine. Okay.
That's great. Oh, I love it, Cheryl. Nice work.
Thank you. So I have, I used rope for,
What happened?
no, I got some earrings. I still have a lot of work to do.
Excellent. Oh, I love it. Thanks so much, Cheryl. That looks great.
Thank you.
Can I use the rest of it? Anybody else up for sharing?
Hi, Eva here.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm actually working on a portrait of my mother.
Ooh.
I guess it might
be lovely, Eva.
Because of my background.
Wow. Oh, and I love that you incorporated text and the perfect word. Oh, that's wonderful. Nice work.
Thank you. I just used, I have a terrible addiction, which is collecting things to do crafts with, but never doing crafts.
Oh, well, we're going to take care of that once the craft center opens. Don't worry.
Like normally hard for me to even do anything. So it was kind of nice to have like the time pressure.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed one of my zillions of magazines and ripped it up. But I mean, you would not believe the stuff I've collected from thrift stores.
Ooh, well, you know, we'll have to stay in touch because maybe we'll just have even a session where we have like a craft bonanza where we have like everyone brings their stuff and you could trade stuff, or, you know, who knows, we can be creative and make that space whatever we want it to be.
Right.
So
but I would love to see like every week, like collages.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we just have a collage center.
Like Zoom. How about every
something.
week we'll do a Zoom collage until, you know, and for 2 years until
until we have a vaccine. Yeah, I'm down for that. You got it. Even just you and me, Eva.
All right, I loved this, and it was just wonderful. It's wonderful to actually do something.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for participating and for sharing. I really love it. Thank you. Your mom's gonna love that piece.
I'm going to keep gluing her hair on.
Oh yeah, don't stop.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you. Anybody else up for sharing? I think one of the things I want to do with the craft centers, we're going to start offering some online free samplings. So we're going to bring in future instructors and people who have advised on the programming and facilities to come and do little demos of things that you can make using materials you should have easily accessible at home. So stay tuned for that. So we'll just continue to offer opportunities for you to get your hands dirty. And what I'm hoping is that you guys share what you make with us so that it's not just a one-way stream of us making samples, but we also get to have a digital gallery of sorts where we get to see what other people make.
Before everyone heads out, we just also wanted to take once again another great thank you to Annika for doing this. This has been so much fun. I'm sorry, Annika, this has brought me back to my days back where I just loved art. So I was so excited to have you here, like Bryce mentioned. By the way, my name is Lucy. I'm the chair of the staff association. Bryce will become the chair in July. So I'm really excited that he can open up the session. Please share your portraits. As you can see on the screen, you can use, if you're on social media, you can use hashtag UCSC staff. You can also use hashtag InstaUCSC and hashtag UCSC Craft Center, because we are all very, very excited for the Craft Center to open. That being said, we also want to invite you to next week's session. So if we can see that slide. Next week, our social session is going to get us moving, and we're excited to partner with Fit Life and Recreation to do a Zumba class. So go ahead and register. Just like you did last time, you'll go on to our Eventbrite page, uccsocialsessions.eventbrite.com. It's at 12 noon. It's a great opportunity for us to move together, to have a lot of fun. I've never done Zumba. I'm not really coordinated, and yet I'm very excited to be working out with you all. So I hope that you'll come out and join us for this great workout. I've worked for Recreation as a spin instructor, so I'm excited to be partnering and also get the opportunity to work out with one of my colleagues who's in Recreation. And so I hope to see you all there. And once again, thank you, Annika. This has been such a treat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.